Hey everyone, I'm Jacob Schwaegler. I was a camp counselor all the way back in 2011, which seems like a long time ago, but I was a family camper before that, and my summer as a counselor was one of the best summers of my life. Before I get started with today's daily dose, I just want to wish everyone, hope you guys are hanging in there in 2020. It's been obviously kind of a rough year. And with that in mind, I'm going to read today's verse, which I think kind of speaks to that. So this is Proverbs 11:27, and I am reading the NLT translation. If you search for good, you will find favor. But if you search for evil, it will find you. If you search for good, you will find favor. But if you search for evil, it will find you. This verse both convicts and reminds me, and kind of inspires me actually, not to worry. And when I think of worry, sometimes I think of kind of two kinds of worries, small and big worries. How I think of these small worries, and it almost helps to make an analogy, but I think of the Henny Penny story, which is kind of weird, but the story of the chicken, who an acorn plopped her on the head, and she thought the sky was falling, and then she ran off and told the king that the sky was falling down, losing sight of all her other problems, one of which was a fox that had snuck into our midst. And that story ends tragically for Henny and her friends. They are eaten by the fox because they were so consumed with worry. It's a cautionary tale. And this happens to, obviously on a smaller scale, us all the time. I know myself, I'm consumed by small worries. I mean, finances, work stuff, what to wear, even stupid things like where am I going to eat dinner tonight? I spend way too much time thinking about that. And I don't get eaten by anybody, but I do waste time. I waste my life, my God-given life. And that's one, and that's a form of evil. But what I'm thinking of and what this verse speaks to is kind of deeper and bigger. So they're the big acorns, so to speak, things that make it actually seem like the sky is falling in our life, whether it's our health, or maybe it's losing a job, or a breakup, or something bigger than that. I'm just naming a couple of examples. These can be huge, and they happen. And Jesus said, in the world we will have trouble. And to paraphrase many parts of the Bible, suffering happens for people of God too. And I'm not trying to deny that. But what I am trying to say is this. If you search for good, you will find favor. And if you search for evil, it will find you. This year, like for many of you, I'm sure, and I've been very blessed in many ways, and I've had a very blessed life, but this year has been rough for me. I've had a medical thing. It hasn't been diagnosed. It's been really frustrating. And to me, it feels like a huge acorn, a huge worry. And I find myself a lot playing out worst case scenarios and almost looking for the evil and looking for what's the worst thing that can happen to me. How bad can this be? Where will I be in 5 years? And yeah, it's kind of bad right now, but I take something that's kind of bad and play it out to the worst possible. Now, could this happen? Of course. Anything can happen. We live in a fallen world. But is it happening? Will it happen? No. And in this time, I think everyone's tempted to do it with Twitter, with polarization, with just, honestly, how screwed up life is right now for a lot of things. It's really easy to do it. So my challenge and encouragement today is this. Just search for good. In concrete ways, look for God and be thankful. Those are the big two for me. And it's hard. It's a hard thing to do. But I just encourage everybody to look for the good today, and take it one day at a time. And in doing so, may you find favor with God. Thanks everybody. Have a great day.